What advice would you give to a new instructor just learning how to teach?
Oh, that's a good one. New students, no problem, but new instructor, wow. So the common thing, and having been an instructor, especially coming up as a student instructor and everything, I've learned so much since day one. You know, and every single time it humbles you. Pretty much stay humble. You don't know everything, and you're gonna come across instances where you look like a fool. Oh yeah, you just do this. Oh, why didn't it work? Oh crap. You have to figure it out really quick, okay? And then right on the spot, you have to prove what you just said was true. But what's really important is that if you mess up, you have to tell people, oh, sorry, I totally messed that one up. Didn't even go right, you know. So that's really important. The other thing is, when you had touched on this slightly earlier, try not to fix people on every little thing all at the same time. It's overwhelming. I personally let my students talk things out with each other. Not all schools allow their students to talk to each other and do this and help each other, teacher only, blah, blah, blah. I like my students helping each other out. Hey, put your foot this way. Even if they're wrong, they're going to find out real quick, because I'm going to be observing. I'm going to find out, and then they're going to get humbled by that experience. But also, I can't be everywhere at once. So it's also good for a lot of reasons. But often what I see is, especially with newer people teaching classes, oh, you have to fix your foot, straighten your back out, do this. This has to be here. This has to be here. And then the person's like, oh, okay. And then, okay, do it again. Ugh. And they look like they look horrible again, right? Nothing was fixed. So I usually fix one thing at a time. Okay, you're you know, whatever the by priority. I'm like, okay, your back wasn't straight, for example. Okay, next time you do it, I want you to do everything the same, but I want you to puff your chest out. Boom, there you go, your back is straight, right? Just do that a couple times. And then I'll come back a little bit later. Hey, okay, now your foot. The reason you're not doing this, maybe your foot's off, right? Okay, put your foot here. Keep that chest puffed out. Boom, and I reinforce the previous fix. And then, you know, and then I build on top of it. But when we just try to fix everything all at once, doesn't work, and they don't know anything past their last failure, and I think it holds them back. It's just hard to tell. Everybody learns differently, so that's usually what I tell them. Just pay attention, don't fix everything at once, and get ready to be humbled, because somebody's gonna make you look like a fool, not on purpose usually, but at least on accident, because you're gonna mess up. That's just the name of the game, but it only makes you better of a student while you're teaching. So.
Two things come to mind when you're saying that. One is that a lot of times when I get a new instructor on the floor, they try to create a entirely new flow of the class, and something that's so unique and off the wall. And a lot of times people are struggling to figure out, like, how do we maintain decorum? How does this work? So you don't need to reinvent the wheel, you know, is one thing. And then another thing is a lot of young instructors, they just try to teach everything they know in one class. It's like, you're just kind of showing how little you know.
Guilty.
Try to do that, like, you know what I mean? Like, just teach what they need to know. Like, I love it when the new instructor comes out and he's like, okay, white belts, I'm going to show you how to do this really advanced acrobatic kick that, like, you're not even remotely qualified to be learning right now. But I want to do it because I want to show you that I can do this move, you know?
Right. Yeah. So one of my only memories from my Taekwondo school from back in, like, when I was like only doing for 6 months, I might have been like 12 or something like that. I remember this specifically because it was so cool. He taught us how to jump off of a wall over a person kneeling down and then do a kick with the same foot that you jumped off the wall with. And yeah, you know, I'm 12 years old. Of course I could do it. But I mean, that's pretty relatively advanced for somebody who's just starting out. I mean, come on. But but I know exactly what you're talking about. That's definitely. But yeah, I'm guilty of that too. Yeah.